What I asked myself. Alright. So, who are we going to take over? Now, I gotta think. I gotta find my controller for my speakers. God damn. Oh, there it is. It's right over. So, after searching and after playing this game a bunch, I have decided 3 teams. White Sox, Detroit, and not Miami. I don't want to do Miami. It's fun, but it's not that. I'm not wanting that much of a rebuild. I don't want to be here for 20 million years trying to do something that I possibly can't do. And so we obviously got Detroit. We also got the White Sox, and I want to give it to Kansas City. So Kansas City, a small market team that when last in the playoffs really weren't successful, and going forward there needs to be a change. Now the way that this is gonna go play, I'm gonna explain this real quick. So the way this is gonna play, I can't request to trade anybody. They have to come to me and I have to accept it. I built through the draft, and I could go through free agency as much as I want, amateur free agency, Rule 5, stuff like that, and I could spend unlimited on contracts, but in free agency, the max contract I could give is a 3-year deal, and then I could sign them to a longer one of 5 years after that. After that, it's whatever the rest could boil down to, and I'm going to turn off salary cap, so it's a bit more fun, but I'm not going to, cheat the system tons. Mainly it's going to be for player retention rather than player acquisition. I'm not going to cheat the game like that, but as far as retention, probably. So, Detroit, after tons of success, the passing of their owner, they're looking for some direction. They don't have a great team at all, and at this point, they just need someone to take over. And the White Sox, on their way up, but there's still some pieces solidly missing. Southside Chicago needs a championship, and they don't have a leader up front. And the boys up north just aren't really that nice. So I haven't put much thought of it into behind this. The closest team regionally, Omaha, Northwest Arkansas, and Kansas City is closest to me. As far as Major League is concerned, it might be Texas, but I'm not choosing Texas. Detroit, we got Toledo and Erie, and then we got Birmingham and Charlotte. So we're part of the AL Central. Either way, we'll be playing in the AL Central. The bottom third. How about we break it up? We only could choose. I'm gonna say the Tigers, or one from each division. How about that? Baltimore, Detroit. Miami. Alright, this is the opportunity to give Miami. Oh, wait, I gotta do West first. Seattle. No, yeah, Seattle. God. Ooh, yeah, I gotta give it to Miami. NL Central gets... I'm gonna say the Pirates. There's literally no team worse than them in that division. And in this division, it's gonna have to go to my beloved Giants. They're god-awful. They are god-awful. So, thinking about that, I got more teams. I got 6 teams total, I believe. And I'm not taking over the Oreos. Tigers are going to stay on the list. I'm going to keep the Mariners on the list. Not going to do Miami. I already said that. I was doing the Pirates one. I could do it again. I don't mind, but yeah. And my beloved Giants I could do, because I haven't really done a full save. But I don't want to have to deal with the mess that I'm going to have to deal with first and foremost. So thinking about what mess I might or might not have to clean up, I'm going to do Detroit. So the thing about Detroit, initially right off the bats, they got some solid talent. Miggy, I would be more worried about as far as contract-wise. Yeah, you're holding on to him until 2023. It's currently 2019, so he's got a total of like 5 years left, and so he's going to be 40 when it's done. That's going to be hard to get rid of. That's just something we might have to... We're going to have to bite that one. That's just the plain and simple. Unless we find a way to trade him right here, right now. Or if somebody offers him, thinks that he's the last piece of the puzzle closer to the trade deadline, that's how it's going to have to stay. We can't do anything with him because, I mean, if we just look at that contract, 31 mil, if I was anybody in anyone their shoes, it's unreasonable to ask about that. So let's just pick him. Contracts off, fantasy draft off, roster control off, CPU trading on, ignore budgets on, force trade off, designated hitter auto. Actually, let's do universal DH because I really like that. Manual. So we're going to have to do everything. We're going to start in spring training. So first things first, we're going to watch a lot of our young players come in and really develop. So all of our 40-man rosters here, we're going to sort that real quick. So we got to make him onto the 50-man. So what position does he play? Second baseman. So we need a middle infielder. Beckham, sorry, removed from 40-man. Immediately replace him. Add to 40-man. Okay, we got to make sure all these guys are good. We got to make sure all, no matter what, I mean, I guess his age would have been a bit more advanced than what I would have normally wanted, but since he's still, I got to be really careful about who I pull off, because I don't want this to make big implications. The issue is, see, he's going to be solid. So I got to make sure it's low overall. How about we just sort it by overall then? So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You got a bunch of rookies here. That's not any of my business right there. As far as low overall infielders, I wouldn't mind dropping to put him in. I think it would be a pitcher. There's a lot of pitchers, but I might have to bite some of those bullets just to make sure that we get some of these A talent or A potential guys, and I gotta continually do that, and then bring you up to the MLB. Yes, please. And then bring you to the MLB, and then there's 40 guys actively, and we'll be able to see Luis Hernandez. We might play part of one game, or follow a player during a couple of these games, but I think for this one we're just going to kind of look around. So really what we got to focus on when we go into this first season is who needs a future contract. I will give one to Michael Fulmer right now, because he really, for me, at 26, this will keep him until he's 31, 33. He doesn't want 7 years, and that's cool. Give him a club option. I mean, I'm pretty confident in him being an ace. That's the thing about Michael Fulmer, is that I still think that he's got a bit of room to develop over the next year or 2 years, maybe. And we're going to make it front loaded so I don't have to pay that much in the back end no matter what I do. 5 years. Alright, let's give him 45 and a half. Alright, he's taking that. So, Daniel Norris will probably take a couple more steps in the next about 3 years. So let's keep him around for that long. If he doesn't develop as well, you know, we'll see. We're going to put him in the rotation. Yeah, we'll just keep him as depth. Front loaded again. And just give him that. Victor Alcantara. We might give him something, but again, we got the entirety of. We could see what they look like in the spring training, and then think about them as we go into the next couple of years, or as we go throughout the year and into the next off season or this next upcoming off season, so we can kind of, you know, keep our options open and not like sign someone who doesn't need to be signed. Those two we signed because Michael Fulmer has some development left, and he's already an 85 overall with an A potential, and obviously that's something I wanted to really handle. Handle. Closing pitchers, Joe Jimenez. Yeah, I'll give him until he's so he can still get that arbitration. They'll be in bullpen front. Actually, this doesn't matter as much with that kind of an option. That's Grayson Grainer. We'll look at him throughout the preseason. Same with Lugo. Same here with Yeimer Candelario. Jordy Mercer. Not going to do anything with. Ronnie Rodriguez, nothing. Christian Stewart, as far as potential. See, he doesn't want to stay any longer, and that's understandable. Alright. So we're gonna player lock on someone real quick. We'll take this first one. Well, let me handle one more thing while we're here. Contracts, coach contracts. We want to get rid of any. We want to basically clean house unless there's somebody who I feel deserves a better chance, and none of these guys really look like the type of guys I want in my franchise. So obviously, great. We get rid of those guys. We can move on. We want guys with A attribute grade. I didn't. Is that if I can find another A attribute grade? What was that other one? You know what? I'm gonna take this guy, and we're gonna start off. We'll give him 3 years, 7.5 mil. Alright, Andy Aguero. Randy Shim we'll give 4 years too. -1 batting clutch altogether. Pitching coaches. So these two guys, home runs per 9, base on balls per 9. I'm going to take this one because I feel, and we're going to give him a larger option. 7 years. The only guys that I typically keep around for a bit longer are farm directors, but that's because they don't typically, they don't fluctuate as far as quality as much as these coaches do and as far as managers do, because over time their decisions can really start to age poorly or really great, so that's how you gain notoriety. farm directors, as long as they're developing quality talent, they'll get tons of credit. And if they could continue to perennially develop talent to hit the majors and create a winning roster, that's what you want to see. There's an A. So -2 power, but plate discipline, break, and stealing. If there's any more, it looks like that may be our only option unless we want to take one of these top guys. We might have to take, yeah, we're going to have to take one of those top guys, and we'll probably not give him quite the same contract. You know what, I'll take Steven Lee. Looks actually really decent for what we could be losing. But we're just going to give it to Jeremy Hodges for 5 years. The only reason why I'm not going to sign him longer is because I want to see what he's made of and see after those 5 years if there's anyone else who could potentially do what I need them to do. So we got a bunch of pitchers. So, release. We're going to get Sir Anthony Dominguez as the first actual signing for 5 years, hopefully. 10.5 mil as front-loaded. Alright, we'll give you 11 million if we'll. Alright, and as the other man who is going to get this team riled up, and let me just. I could get Scooter Jeanette. More pitchers. Okay, and now we go to roster, and we go to Sir Anthony Dominguez. Add to 40-man. Move to the MLB, and he's immediately considered our best player. That's great. Move to 40-man. Yes, sir. And then move to MLB. Okay. So now, our pitching rotation will look a bit different, so let's bring him in. Alright. 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 Other than that, that's pretty great. He's going to get his first actual. I want to see his start. So I want to see his start. So that's 3 or 4 games in. So I'm gonna. So let me just look at that and just make sure. Yeah. All right. So we gotta mark that. So actually, we're gonna play right now. So. Alright. Play next game. Player lock on Almon. So we're gonna really, I want to see how he plays as a 75 overall with a potential 21-year-old found in free agency. At 21 as a starting pitcher, at being 75 overall, you have a lot of room to grow. Over the next 5 years are going to make or break your career. If you don't grow enough, you're not going to really gain that traction, and that really has something to do with team success. So I really hope we find at least some traction, some bright spot going through the season. But yeah,
and the St. Louis Cardinals.
I kind of like that orange. That orange is pretty nice.
Now at the plate, number 19. He'll lead things off here in the bottom.
So he's got a 4-seam, change-up, a slider, and a 2-seam. So pretty standard stuff. It's a lefty. That's good. Ooh, nice fastball. 93. So not quite the fastest. Doesn't have to be. Alright, contact, but good contact, able to be wrangled in pretty easily. I want to see him really with people trying instead of there being a lot of like. I wish it was more of mid-season kind of pressure on him instead of spring training, because I really think that I think it gives us a good opportunity to have him look at some of these really big league guys and see how he fits with them, but fits against them and with these guys. But I don't feel like it's just. I feel like there needs to be a bit more pressure to really see what he's gonna do, how his pitching is gonna perform when there's a bunch of pressure. I think that's what really needs to be seen. But only time will tell on him. He looks to be really solid. And at pretty young, he's one of our top prospects. Second time up.
Leading up for the Cardinals, the left
pitch fastball.
Making people miss. That's an important thing.
Great low ball hitters, but most guys, especially guys.
There you go, another strike.
They're hunting for the ball belt high and above. So that was a nicely spotted fastball.
There you go. Get him with the changeup. Make him swing. He's looking like. He's looking a bit jumpy now. That's
stepping in for the Cardinals, Jose Martinez.
Jose Martinez.
First cuts here. Now a slider.
Ooh, nice slider.
Here, 0-1. 0-2 the count to Jose Martinez.
Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
On the mound, you hope to settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like he could go pretty deep into this one.
So it's a
yeah, but I don't know how much they want to use him in the preseason. Like, honestly, are you going to cook him? You going to waste all of his innings in the spring training? Hey, it's not me managing, so I wouldn't know.
For a good changeup, and it's not just any change of speed pitch. It dances all over the place. Fouled away.
Man, he's going to be kicking himself when he goes and watches the video after this one. That's a change.
There you go.
Strikes in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, good. Making sure that contact doesn't get too much in the middle. If he starts to really get heavy contact in the middle, that's when you need to start watching these young guys. Once their confidence gets a little bit rattled, it's just not the same.
He's going to miss over the heart of the plate at some point.
I'm gonna do batting and base, right? Nah, I'm gonna do beginner. I'm gonna do dynamic for pitching because I'm a bunch better at pitching. I would like to think.
The next 0-2. This is foul right side. Lofted in the air out to right field.
All right, good contact there. Nothing that they won't take down though.
Puts this away to retire. Standing in.
I want to check back in the heart of the preseason, see how these guys are doing and see how they perform over extended amounts of time. I know it's the first start, so they're all kind of just the young guys are going to be overperforming, the old guys are going to be underperforming, and things are going to be jumbled. And since it's only preseason, only the young guys care enough, because a lot of these guys, that's their first whiff of pro baseball. The big boys.
The catcher.
Rolled slowly down the third baseline. This is foul for the.
Okay, so I need to change that so I don't see that all the time. Gotta make sure all the are on.
The first strike.
Alright, continuing on.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Alright, good stuff.
Pretty lucky to get away with that one. There's not a situation ever where you want to throw a high changeup, so I think he'll try to make an adjustment with the next one.
I won't player lock all the time. I just really want to focus on specific players and playing with them in the preseason, so I can kind of get an idea of what some of these young guys look like. Some of these guys that really intrigue me, if they're getting a chance on the lineup, if I'm changing up the lineup, which I'll probably actively do in the preseason, so we can kind of get all of these guys with the big rookie R kind of some time to really settle in. Maybe not so much on the pitching staff, but more defensively, until they just take me out of the game.
Michael Fulmer is out from the
there you go.
bullpen now.
There he
He'll
is.
work in his third game so far this spring.
And as that,
Well, this one had its moments of drama and excitement. In the end, these guys came away with a victory and look on to the next.
alright, so pretty good in his first start. He seems, I think that control issue and that ability for hitters to kind of see what he's doing is something that I guess would start to have a bit of like anxiety with me. So get him in and DH, and this guy's play shortstop. Who's Jordy Mercer? Let's do it. Who else do I want to give an opportunity to? Any potential guys? I highly doubt it. Gotta be quite honest. Yeah. And there's no one else that I terribly want to look. I just want to see what these guys with the rookie R kind of got going on with them. He's a pull hitter. And this guy, he's got a potential as well, so he really, I want to see what he's got. He doesn't have tons of power, but he looks to be at least pretty durable, and he's got pretty decent speed. So, right-hand pitcher, DH. Let's see. Let's do it. We're both 1-3, but I wouldn't expect anything more from them at the moment. Yeah.
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Today, a spring training matchup between the New York Yankees and the Detroit Tigers.
I'm really excited to see how these guys play on their own. I'm really wondering how they sim and how I want to see how their career turns out before like
an early lead if he can come through here. He's ready. Here's the first offering. To third.
Alright, not great contact. It was probably more of a me issue at that point. But we'll see. I'm gonna let it do its thing real quick. Alright, give me just a second.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Luis Hernandez. He got on top of one and was a ground-out victim last time. Hit in the air.
Oh, that was a good hit. But it was right to the... Yeah. He doesn't possess enough power to really do much as far as going deep. He really just needs to focus on letting it hit the ground.
3 innings complete. The Tigers lead it 3-0. Into the box now, Luis Hernandez. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Luis Hernandez.
First pitch on its way. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike one anyway.
Oh, there you go. It was chopped, but it felt pretty good. We're winning nonetheless, though.
So striding in, Kyle Higashioka, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Down towards short. And they will not get him at first as he's able to leg out the throw. Now to the plate, Luis Hernandez. Runner in scoring position with two gone.
Luis Hernandez.
Trying to keep the game close. Here's the pitch.
And take that first pitch right there.
Hey,
don't want to give him too much right now.
Reliever coming in. You haven't seen this guy for a while. Gives yourself a chance to calibrate what he's got.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Obviously not where he wanted that curveball to end up, but I guess
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
The 0-2 pitch.
There we go. Go, 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 go.
Is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. 8th inning coming up. Tigers lead this one 5-3.
Nothing going over 4 hits, so.
Now batting, designated hitter, Aaron Hicks.
Sharply on the ground. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired.
Okay. Alright. I know I'm getting distracted, and that's just fine, but... I'm just doing one thing. Alright, continuing on. Alright, we'll finish this one up and we'll simulate some more and get into the middle of this spring training. Alright, that was it. Alright.
The Detroit Tigers jumped ahead in the 7th inning and never gave the lead.
I didn't mean to say that. Oh no. Alright. So we just gotta let it do its thing real quick and then we can continue. We will play I guess we'll play against Boston. We've been, I mean, as things considered, up and down against a very up Boston right now. I'm actually not going to manage those two. I'm just going to manage the roster. I'm going to let our manager do all this because I feel like it's necessary. And let me just sponsorships just because I know it's needed. Per win and then per home run. Yeah, per home run. Alright, so we got our sponsorship set up. So, contract extensions, let's just kind of look at what we got here. Alright, I'm going to change over to a different game, and we're going to continue on with this build here in a little bit. So you guys can know. But I kind of want to show you what I'm doing on 2K and continue on with what I was doing with 2K for a bit. Give me just a second. I'm going to change the stream